Hi there guys, it's James Alex Flint. Welcome to my Dawnguard character build guide. So the aim of this guide is to create a kind of perfect vampire hunter character. So if you want to side with the Dawnguard in the latest Skyrim DLC, just carry on listening and I'll explain all you need to know. So the main skills for this build is archery, light armor, and alchemy. And we might possibly get one perk in smithing, and I'll explain why later on. So the archery skill allows us to use the crossbows at their full potential. So the alchemy allows us to create poisons. This is important because with the crossbow it's all about a high damage bolt that's very slow to reload, much slower than bows. So you want to do as much damage as possible with one bolt. So you add the poison to make it do a lot more damage with each shot. And finally, light armor allows us to keep a lot more stamina than if we were to use heavy armor. This is important for when you're zooming in and doing the slowing down time with the archery skill ability. Just gives you a lot more flexibility and a lot more time. So in the smithing tree, you might want to get the first perk that allows you to craft steel weapons and armor. This is because you don't get very many steel bolts that you need for the crossbow. So the best way to get them is by crafting them yourself, and you can do that by using one steel ingot and one firewood, and that can create 10. So you can really create a lot of steel bolts just from a few resources. So that perk is definitely worth getting. Now as for race, it doesn't really matter that much, but if you want to get your archery skill up as quickly as possible because it will be your main offensive skill, then you'll probably want to choose a wood elf, because they have a +10 in the archery skill. You could also go for a Redguard because they have a +5 in archery, but with Skyrim I always tend to go for a Nord just because race doesn't really tend to matter and I just prefer playing Nords, but let me know what you think. So I'm now going to show you exactly which perks to pick within the skill trees. So you'll probably be starting the Dawnguard DLC somewhere between level 10 and 15, but I've tailored this character build exactly at level 13. But feel free to just change a few points here and there. So to start, in archery, you need to be level 50 and you want to invest 6 points in the archery tree. You want to put 3 in overdraw, you will then want to put 1 in eagle eye, then 1 in steady hand, and then finally 1 in power shot. Now the power shot will give you a much needed stagger back effect. So you really need this because the reload on the crossbow is so slow. You shoot them, they stagger, which gives you enough time to reload and then shoot again. So for light armor, you need a high skill of 60, and you want to put 5 points in this tree. You want 2 in agile defender, you want 1 in custom fit, 1 in unhindered, and then 1 in Windwalker, and Windwalker is really the valuable one here, which just means your stamina regenerates 50% faster. The benefit of this, as I said before, is that you can use the slow down time ability for much longer with your archery skill. Just gives you more time. So for alchemy, it's really quite obvious which perks you want to choose if you're going to be using poisons, but just to point out a really useful poison that I use is Death Bell combined with River Betty, and that gives you a nice damage, health and slow effect on the target, and the slow is important because again it gives you enough time to reload the crossbow. So that's pretty much it. I would recommend going and talking to Gunmar, who is a guy that you recruit after a few quests in the Dawnguard DLC. He gives you the Dawnguard armor and it just looks really cool, and it's also a lot better than the armor that you would normally get in the Skyrim game at 10 to 15. Thanks guys for watching. If you like the video, please rate, comment and subscribe. I'll bring more character builds out soon, so stay tuned. Thanks again, see you next time.